athletic directors and come to this compromise?
I really like the idea, and I'm so glad that we've had it come to fruition, at least a contract and the announcement. It was pretty amazing when we got in the room the first day. We had, as athletic directors, unbeknownst to Steve and everybody, we had talked independently and said, we'll go in there, we'll give it a shot. But it was pretty amazing how things unfolded. And the fact that just about every one of the logistical issues that came up that could have been a deterrent to having the event, and it was worked out really easily. There'll be some times, there's a reason that we're not doing it next year. It takes some time. And so it's a year from now, and some of those, you might ask some questions that we won't have the answers to, other than the fact that we got the game scheduled on the days that we do, and I'm excited. I've loved coming up to Vivint to play in the neutral games that we've done in the state, and when we did the one with Utah State, it was a great success. We play Utah State this year in Vivint, and I look forward to that game every year.
You're only playing each of these teams once in these next 3 years, but are you looking, as an athletic director for BYU, to schedule some of these teams outside of this?
No, I mean, I think that was one of the considerations. In this day and age, we're not in the same league now, all of us, so you have all 4 different conferences. And it's a little bit, it's just not right. It doesn't fit to play 2 teams that aren't in your conference in the same year. Schedule it that way. You might do that if you happen to play them in a tournament or postseason or something like that, but it just doesn't fit anymore to do that. And if they were home and home from a conference perspective, that would have been reasonable, but this didn't. This Beehive Classic it just didn't fit that way. So we like the fact that every year, for at least BYU, we're going to play each one of those schools every year. But the rotation of where we play home, and neutral, it just fits perfect for us.
Speaking of conferences, what conference do you think you'll be in 2017 when this happens?
I'm really excited about the Big 12's announcement that they're looking into possible expansion, and some teams are going to be involved. We're excited and passionate about the opportunity. And at this point in time, there's not really a lot to report because we'll learn a lot more in the next days and weeks to follow. And at that point, we'll have more to say. But this is just something that's been a long time coming, and now we're going to try to put our best foot forward.
What is your guys' next move on this, or do you make a move?
Well, we will listen to what the instructions that we'll be given.
A few months ago, there was a lot of uncertainty about the future of the basketball series between Utah and BYU.
Right.
With the arrangement here with the Beehive Classic, home, neutral, home, do you feel like it puts the series on more of a solid footing going forward?
I just think it's a good, I wouldn't say compromise, but it might be a good solution. To be able to throw a neutral game into the mix of it. The reason I say that is the BYU-Utah State game was a great game, and that game got a little bit heated, and you play home and home and home, and playing them in neutral here a couple years ago, that was a great game. It was a great atmosphere, and there's not too many places in the country that can do that with the schools that are this close to a city center, and to have an organization like the Jazz, Larry H. Miller Group, that are willing to say, we'll put it together. They basically brokered the whole deal. And I just think that what someone said in the opening remarks about this being great for the state of Utah, I like that. I think it is. And there's some other things that we can do down the road that have been bannered about, and we'll learn more about this Beehive Classic in the years to come.
How excited should BYU fans be about the possibility of a Power 5 conference?
Well, I don't think there's any secret that this has been a desire for a long time. We've always wanted to play at the highest level that we could for our players. And when I watch our football team and our basketball team and all our Olympic sports have a hard time getting games against the Power 5 schools in non-conference play, it's tough for all those sports. And now, just to have that opportunity to be able to play those teams in a regular season, in a conference tournament or conference schedule. I love that. And so we got a long way to go to prove our point, but we're gonna get after it.
A few days ago, this whole thing seemed dead, the conference expansion with the Big 12 namely. Did you feel that way, or did you think that it maybe wasn't over?
I always am optimistic. I'm never going to say never, and I just tried to keep our focus on what we can do, and what we can do is play good athletic, have our teams play well, and the reason that we're in this discussion at all is because of the history of BYU athletics. The players and the coaches and the teams have put together incredible seasons year after year, decade after decade, and living in the Intermountain West, sometimes it doesn't go noticed, but the fact that we have an opportunity right now is a credit to all the people that have done the work in the past.
Do you rest on that reputation, or are you actively selling?
No, I'm not resting at all.
So you're actively selling BYU?
Hey, we'll do everything we can to give these guys the opportunity.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Sure.
Thank you, guys.